What's up, everybody? This is Jon and Brad, and today we're going to be discussing some cool stuff like the Met Gala, which way to eat a sandwich, hot chips, hairstylists, all kind of stylists on this episode of What's in the Box.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
So, Brad, what's up? What have you been doing recently?
You know, I've started farming grapes.
Just regular old grapes, and what's the end goal?
I'm going to sell them to Maynard Keenan of Tool, so he'll make wine out of them.
That is such a specific collab.
Yep.
We're all about collaborations here. We get a lot of people artists to make certain kind of T-shirts with certain kind of brands and bands and all that kind of stuff, but I've never heard of grape growing with Tool.
Yeah. He actually owns a winery, or like a vineyard, or whatever you call it.
Vineyard.
A vineyard. Vineyard?
I like vineyard.
Yeah, it's a vineyard. It's literally vineyard.
My yard's full of vines.
So many vines.
Well, today's episode is another You Ask Us questions. The reason we do these is because we like to engage with you guys, get to hear what's on your mind, we get to share what's on our mind, and we just kind of have a fun little talk because it stimulates our minds, and that's the way you grow.
Stimulated minds.
So to stimulate our minds, who's the first person? What is our question? I'm excited, actually.
Brobunga _ says, which direction do you eat a sandwich? Question marks, 3 exclamation points, 2 question marks, exclamation point, question mark, exclamation point, several more question marks.
That's interesting. First, I think there's a lot of people on earth right now that are really blowing their minds right now because I think you eat your sandwich, you zone in on something else. But I actually got a little self-conscious about that because I noticed I was eating my sandwiches upside down.
Oh, are you an upside downer?
I don't mean to. I was just like, I took a bite of my sandwich and I was like, looked at it and it was completely upside down. I was like, have I done this my whole life? Or is this just today and it feels weird? But I think it's the way, it depends on the sandwich, number one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's got to be, if it's like a foot-long sub, that's a different technique.
Well, if it's a ham sandwich.
Just a ham sandwich.
There is no bottom.
So, and it's a full square sandwich. I have this, I think the way I do it is I'm watching TV or something like that, and I grab it like this and just do that.
Yep.
Just, you're flipping it and
It's
reverse
way
it.
more ergonomic.
Yes.
Way more.
But I think if it was sliced, I could see where it would just be a lift, deliver.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I have a weird thing that happens about halfway through all my sandwiches. I deconstruct because I don't like a sandwich that.
Oh, it flops.
Yeah, but I like tons of stuff on a sandwich though. It's basically a salad with some buns on each side.
It's like when you do the Domino's app and they're like, our pizzas cook better with only 5 toppings.
They're like, well, you don't have good pizzas.
It's so funny. I don't think I'm an upside downer, and I don't think that sandwiches have a direction, unless we're talking about like if you want to orient it. If it's like a kickin' chicken from Zaxby's or something that's on loaf bread, I'll do the bottom end first and eat to the good part.
That's right.
I'll get the bad part out of the way, and then I'll eat the good part. Do you like bottom loaf or top loaf?
Well, the reason I would say top loaf, and it depends. If it's just a ham sandwich, like you said, I don't care. But if you go to most places, like example, when people are trying to watch their carbs and they say, what I do is I throw away part of the bun of the sandwich to get rid of the bottom. All that has is just meat sweat. But the top has, if you get everything on it, you literally have a whole salad on the other side of the bun. So
yeah, I mean, I think.
But I actually eat it more like a taco. It's really weird. Like,
oh, you roll it up?
Well, not roll it, but it's like
fold it.
You got this stuff, and it's like I don't want it again to explode. So I feel like you get a better grip if you get a little fold on it. And it's basically like a salad in the top of a hamburger bun.
And just eat it like
you
that.
Like that. That's gone. Now I just have these 2 meat patties. Or if I have a bacon here, I have a lot of bacon and 2 patties left.
Or you could just use, do you use the bread to funnel the toppings into your mouth and eat the bread for later?
I mean,
have you ever done that?
That means if I'm on a budget.
Have you ever been ashamed of yourself for just funneling toppings into your mouth?
Yeah, I mean, actually, when I go on lunch here at Terminus, I like the getaway time. To get out of the office for a minute. But I feel weird sitting in a restaurant by myself eating.
I love it.
And I don't mind if it's a nice restaurant. I said at the bar or something like that. Anyways, but I just go get in my car and I go hide back, behind Kroger where someone would like dump a body or something.
Yeah.
Like in between the dumpster and a tree.
Well, the last 2 years, you couldn't go into many places. So I definitely have been doing that. You know, like that is.
But I feel ashamed. I literally find somewhere where like, sometimes I'm afraid a cop's going to pull up and be like,
what you doing? I'm eating. I'm just eating.
Is it human? They're looking for cannibals.
Oh, that's so funny.
And it's like, yeah. Another weird thing too, and it's kind of on but off subject. I remember we were on tour with this band back in the day when it wasn't keto, but back in the day it was what is the guy's
Atkins.
name? Yeah, Atkins. And he was like, I'm trying to lose weight, so he would get 4 triple cheeseburgers from Wendy's and just eat the meat and the. I'm like, but you just consume 12 patties and 12 cheeses, but 0 carbs. He's like, that's how it works.
Yeah. It works, though. It works.
And then keto come out and people are eating fat bombs and stuff, like literally hunks of.
I don't, man, like I'm on it technically right now. Like I've been a bad boy kind of like I drank a Dr. Pepper today. But, I mean, when Mo and I were doing it 3 years ago, we did it together and we held each other accountable. I lost 15 pounds within a month or something with doing nothing. But the weight loss, cool, like healthy, yeah, cool. But like the mental clarity that I get from not consuming terrible food, totally worth it. I mean, you might feel hungry or whatever, but just like I'm not as irritable. I'm pretty sure I'm like lightly celiac disease ridden too, because if I eat bread, I can't breathe. Yeah,
I've actually heard general people who just don't eat gluten anymore, not because they just stop. They say they can think better. It's just a little bit of differences there versus, I guess, somebody who's on celiac.
Yeah, I definitely don't like break out in hives or anything, but it sucks when, so if you have celiac disease, I'm terribly sorry.
Yeah. Before I started sitting at the desk here at Terminus a whole lot, I lost a lot of weight from back. I gained weight in the band days like crazy because everywhere you go, they give you pictures of beers and pizzas no matter where you play, Blew up. So I decided to lose weight, and I just did my own thing of counting calories and just eating salads. I love a good chicken salad. It's good.
I love salad.
So anyways, we get concerned because when it was really working, I remember like all over my body felt like it was like sizzling kind of feeling, right?
Like your metabolism just kicked into super high gear.
I would feel like it felt good kind of, but also like, is something wrong? Like I never felt it. And then later I learned to like that was ketosis kicking in. Yeah. Like you can actually feel that burning sensation all over your body when you're actually burning fat.
Like the metallic kind of cold taste. But you and I are sensitive to things that change with, like, you're the only other person that we're so, like, and I don't mean to sound, like, weird, but, like, we are definitely in tune with what our minds and bodies do. When something feels off, you get freaked out. Yeah. Like, it's not cool, man. Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's when I first felt the cold in the back of my throat, I was like, is this ketosis?
Yeah.
And, my girlfriend at the time, she was like, you're going to go into ketoacidosis. I was like, I don't have diabetes. I'm fine. My mom now, like, she can go into ketoacidosis, but, like, I think I'll be cool. But
I think we just need to stop eating things that come out of windows. If you go to eat and they have a window that they're going to hand you food out of, don't go there anymore. Go to somewhere else.
Go to the slop window.
Yep. The trough.
Eat from the trough.
The golden trough.
Well,
yes. So, great question. There's a lot of extra meat on that sandwich.
But while we're on the topic of eating, John, would you do the one hot chip challenge?
Absolutely not.
Me neither.
My family has a weird thing. I'm allergic to cayenne pepper, and it's in so many things. Like I'll eat something, I know it's in there, and I'm like, I feel kind of weird. But if I remember one time when we were on tour, we stayed at a place. This guy had in Fort Walton. He had a family like seafood restaurant. It was like the biggest one in town. And he came home after work with just like amberjack grilled, blackened.
Is that a fish?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was incredible. Don't get me wrong. The next day, we were driving up back to play a show, halfway home or so. And they're like, my back started going to spasms and I couldn't think straight. And like, it was more of like a nerve, like my nerves are being attacked. Like all of my body. Like if, you know, when you're so sick and you got like, your joints feel all sore and lock up.
Yeah. And
you're sweating like crazy. I thought it was just the worst fever I've ever had, but I had zero fever. And so I'm laying out in the tour van, just literally like trying not to die. I'm listening to John Walker sing all the songs. It was like the only time I never played a show. And I'm literally laying in a van listening to the 3-piece version of my band, like trying not to die.
That is awful.
So I'm pretty sure that chip has more than cayenne.
Yeah, and that question's from Cherokee Country Girl. We actually did a story. I think Jeremy, Braden, and Kaylee ate the like 1-chip challenge, and I love hot sauce, but anything that puts me in pain, like I did the Joella's, whatever the Joella's a Nashville hot chicken restaurant down here in Georgia. I don't know if it's anywhere else, but they make you sign a waiver. And me being me, I was like, it can't actually be that hot, and I wanted to die.
Man, the same, like the Nashville hot stuff. We were in Nashville, and like my wife and some people, they wanted to go to, I think it's called Prince's or something like that.
Yeah, like the OG.
Yeah, and they were like in line for 2 hours.
Yeah.
They got back to the hotel with sacks full of this stuff. And I'll tell you, it smelled great, right? And fresh, hot. They open the thing, and what they do there, you got your chicken, it's like covered in pickles.
Oh, yeah, pickles.
Like you almost can't even see the chicken. So every bite you have is just, it has that flavor to it too. And I'm like, you know what? I can beat this. I was like, I am ready to strengthen myself. I think you're supposed to microdose something if you're going to strengthen. So I went right for the poison. And I took I ate 4 bites, and it was that first couple bites, great. Everything tastes great.
And then it hits you.
Then the heat hits you, but you remember, like, the heat's bad. And I'm not used to that. That just hurts. It actually feels more like acid burns. Like, literally, my tongue swells up, my lips swell up like I got a chemical burn.
Well, your brain does not, now that I'm not a medical doctor, everybody, but I'm pretty sure I've read multiple times that your brain cannot tell the difference between, like, if you eat capsaicin, then your brain thinks you're burning.
Yeah. Yes. And so check this out. I already felt weird, and eventually we ended up at I'm sticking out through the night. I'm walking around. I'm sweating. Like, it's like cool outside, but I'm just like, well, this is out of control. And I'm pretty sure my sweat is like hot at that point. You know what I mean?
Sweat.
And we go into a karaoke bar, and everybody says, "Oh, do the Jim Blossom song," because I can do that song pretty well. That's one of those go-to ones for me.
That's his karaoke song.
Yeah. So I do Hate Jealousy. I barely remember. I think what happened was like my blood started pumping. Because I'm up on stage moving a little bit, having a good time. I step off the stage and I'm like, and like, I remember looking at my wife and I said, I'm going back to the hotel. I don't even know where I am kind of. I know what hotel it is. I start walking, and eventually I get to the hotel and everybody's already there.
So you lost time?
They were, "Where are you?" And I said, I had to stop and rest for a minute. I was sitting on a bench talking to a guy with a fedora, and I basically Humphrey Bogart. And like, I was starting to hallucinate. I didn't think I was telling the story. I was like, that did happen. And then later we were driving through the city, and in front of the art museum, there was a bench and a collage of a bunch of different characters over time. And right in the middle of the collage was
Humphrey Bogart.
So I think I was just sitting in front of the art museum talking to the sign for a couple hours.
Have you ever been allergy tested to see like what?
Yep. It's just your body doesn't like it. My brother eats a green bell pepper, his tongue swells up.
Now see, that's what I can eat jalapenos, I can eat habaneros, I can eat yellow, but if I eat a green bell pepper, you ever been like punched in the kidneys?
Yeah. And then
it feels like someone hit me in the back, like hit me in the kidneys, and my tummy is the worst pain. And I figured it out one time. This was the first time I went to P.F. Chang's, and I got pepper steak. And I don't know if it was something that was sudden, but like I was eating green bell peppers, and then we left, and I was walking, and like went to my knees. I wanted to cry. It was so terrible. So I'll pick them off of things now. If I'm feeling, I'll eat a small one, but it's not worth it. It's not.
This
worth
makes
the
me wonder,
pain.
like throughout time with cavemen and everything, how many people were just weeded out just because they ate the wrong leaf?
Yeah, ate the wrong pepper.
And then 1/4 of humans died just because they were hungry. Not that they didn't have food, that they ate the wrong food.
The wrong food.
Meanwhile, there's places in Guam where they take beans out of cat poop and make coffee out of it, and it's totally fine and acceptable, and everybody loves it.
Really?
Yep, it's a huge thing.
Cat poop.
Yep.
Cat poop coffee.
It's supposed to be extremely caffeinated, crazy, like the best coffee ever.
I don't drink coffee.
Or cat poop.
Or cat poop, yeah. I ate cat poop one time as a kid. Like, I was 2 or 3. My mom has a picture of it.
Makes me think it'd be like crackling oat bran or something like that. Like something just earthy.
I'm glad I don't remember it. Very, very umami tasting. It's very umami cat poop.
Savory, smoky.
Okay. So to jump subject from food, we've got 2 questions from MetalNet TV. And he says, how many people work at your shop? You guys do an amazing job.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, MetalNet TV. We appreciate you and we love you.
There's somewhere in the 40 range, 38, 39, 41, something like that.
Yeah, about 40.
Yeah.
About 40.
Yeah.
And then their second question was, who is your stylist and why didn't I see you at the Met Gala? I don't have a stylist. I'm all natural. And obviously, a lot of you know, well, everyone that's asked these questions, I hope you're a fan of the free Ray-Bans. And I just want to say that you should free Ray-Bans. And if you like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell, we won't give you free Ray-Bans, but we're going to give you free T-shirts.
Yes.
But thank you for thinking that I look stylish.
Yeah, the stylist, I mean, I don't know. I definitely don't have a stylist. I just have my wife say, quit looking like a 6th grader all the time.
I don't. Just wear what makes you comfortable.
I know.
You know, like I don't like dressing up particularly. I can't say that word right either, so it's okay. But no, I'm constantly. How many times have you saw me in jeans?
I mean, very few.
Yeah.
If any.
Yeah.
Maybe like the Christmas party because you might get cold or something.
Dressed up.
But I'll say for me, I'd rather, when I dress up, I'll wear, like when someone's, you can just kind of casually dress up, I'll go ahead and wear a full like suit with a vest and a tie and everything.
Yeah.
And nothing will come off. Like, you know, weddings when people take off like the coat. I don't know, I feel like.
The coat stays.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I feel like this is the look. And everything else looks like you're just falling apart.
That's funny.
You actually look drunk when you don't have it all on. He just looks like things are going downhill quick.
I don't think I've ever been in a suit, but maybe twice. I think I wore one to prom.
But no one styled us in this.
Absolutely not. No.
Even if you're best man or in a wedding, they've already chosen it. They didn't think of you when they chose it. A stylist is looking at you and trying to express you through clothing, and
Yeah.
I wear band merch a lot and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I don't live vicariously through my clothes. Well, I mean, I guess I do because I like the band tees, but that's, it's just that's self-expression, man.
And what was it about the Met Gala? What was that question?
I think the Met Gala was one of those things that like a bunch of people did memes about. I don't know. I actually don't know what it is.
I don't know what it is. Well, why didn't you see us? Because we have no clue what that is.
Yeah, no idea.
If you would let us know next time, maybe an invite.
Yeah, we'd love to go. Probably not.
As long as we can wear what we're wearing right now.
Absolutely.
I mean, I could put a bow tie over the top of it and keep moving.
I'll take my bun down.
So.
Okay. The Capt America, _Capt America_. John, this is going to be up your alley. How to create content online that catches people's attention and makes them want to follow your page.
In one hand, gosh, it's so easy. On the other hand, it's difficult. It depends on what you're working with and what kind of company you are, what you're trying to do with that content. I mean, the question is do you have a story to tell that someone's going to be like, oh, that's interesting? Another thing, by the way, a lot of people think if they create their version of a commercial that they've created content. And I just want to remind everyone that we spent money for Netflix and Hulu and all that stuff to get rid of commercials. So quit making commercials if you think that's content. I would think that content, if you can put out interesting facts about whatever you do, even if it's a little quick sentence, like, did you know that blah, 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 blah? And then someone goes, that's interesting. What they're doing is they're stopping to read that for a minute. And that's waiting on your algorithm, on your social algorithms a little longer. So that'll make that more of your content show up. But the question is, are you going to make more content? So, yeah. So in that question, was there about our content or just in general? Like,
I think it's in general. It might be obviously they're watching our stuff.
So what I think is I think people are very smart, and I think marketers don't realize that. So what I like to do from my perspective is create, short stories, skits, just goofing off and stuff that has the background of a t-shirt shop.
Yeah, it's never like a lot of the other marketing that you see, especially from screen printers and the like, is definitely focused on we print shirts. But so many people do that. And yeah, we print shirts too, and we do it really well, but we're also goofy.
Yeah. And if we're going to be talking about us, I want to talk about how we can help you guys or a customer, what they're trying to, achieve. If I'm going to put out a video talking about different kind of brands of shirt, we're there just to help you know which ones feel a certain way or fit a certain way or a different price point. So that way you can be more educated in your buying process. But at the end of the day, I want you to go with who you want to go with for printing and all that kind of stuff and have a great time doing what you do. But I think it's interesting to talk about that stuff. But as far as what we call top of the funnel, which means which everybody can see at any given time, like on the front of, I'd rather make people laugh.
Yeah, connect with us.
Yeah, you know what it is? I think we have fun making our content just because it's fun to do, and it so happens to help business. So it's not like disconnected.
Yeah.
But I've always wanted to play around with films and make movies and I like writing a lot. I like coming up with it's like writing a song for me, but it's like a visual form of it. So it gives me a creative outlet that still anchors us back to the business. So I would say that's kind of in our world about content. But whoever asked that or anyone else who's got questions about it, you're free to email me or contact me. And if you have any questions about how would you create content around this kind of business or idea or whatever you're trying to promote or whatever, I'll do my best to kind of talk about that with you because everybody's a little different. And some businesses are extremely hard to make content for.
Yeah. There's only so much you can do. And screen printing is a pretty in-depth, any field, anything that you got to there's specific knowledge involved. It is definitely hard to try to connect with people, even your family that they know that you do this for a living, but try and explain to them like, hey mom, this is what off contact means, or this is what the press does, or this is how ink reacts. That's not something that the majority, like if you're, a science nerd, like I would watch that stuff all day, even if I wasn't in this industry. But
usually that content is like, now I'm at your website and you have a kind of a blog section or a section for like tutorials and stuff like that. But stuff you're putting out what we call top of funnel, in other words, right in people's faces. We're not going to come to someone who has no clue who we are. Here's a tutorial on this.
And just try to explain it.
They'll be like, why are you even showing this? Because the algorithm sometimes will pick up and be like, well, you bought shirts and this is a screen printing company, so here's how you make a screen.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't need to know that, or I don't care about that.
Yeah.
But we would care about that. I would say every business could tell, if anything, you could tell stories about what you do with this other person, be a client or collaboration, whatever. When you did this with this person, the end result was this.
Yeah.
And it's simply to tell the story of that. And hopefully you had a cool experience or an epiphany in there or something that helped the other person grow. They had an epiphany about their business when you were working with them or something like that.
Yeah, you felt a genuine human connection.
Yeah. At the end of the day, commercials are replaced with stories. So be a good storyteller.
Absolutely. And so in line with this, Kevin _ RXXG, dude, I can't. However, you said, talk about the main process and the real in-depth opinions and emotions put behind creating shirts.
I think that comes together. One reason we have sales reps here, and here's another thing that was really interesting, I think is interesting about Terminus that I didn't know when I was developing Terminus, was there are so many screen printing shops out there that have 0 sales reps.
Yep.
They're just, you call them and let them know what you want, and they fill out a form, and maybe more like the customer service rep will help, somebody who's just like almost like a secretarial thing, gets it from point A to point B, and then you have an order.
Yeah, or they'll have process artists that take the order like a rep, but there's no, there's no back and forth.
Right. And so what happens is when you have a rep, which is a human, says, oh, tell me about what you're trying to achieve with your order or what your goal is. They get some answers come out where we're like, wait a minute. If you were to order this brand of shirt like this, you're going to have more people wearing it after the fact. It won't go home as like a mow your lawn shirt or a shirt they'll just give to their kids. Good example, if somebody called us and said, I want 5,000 or so white T-shirts with our logo left chest, and I want them all extra large. We're just going to give them out at the next trade show. I'd be like, you just throwing them out to people that have 0 interest in this, that, and the other? No, I would actually consult that person to possibly redo their budget and get more high quality tribal in shirts, make their brand look like a clothing line. And then after you've had a good conversation with somebody, thank you for the conversation. And by the way, what size shirt do you wear? Boom, here's a shirt.
Yeah.
Thanks for talking to me today. So it's kind of like giving them value for the time they spent hanging out with you for like a 5-minute conversation or something, and not just throwing shirts just out.
Yeah.
Shotgun marketing never works. You all hate it. Go to your mailbox right now, and if you have a bunch of junk mail, that is shotgun marketing. People are basically send this ad to everyone in this zip code, and we'll see what. And then somebody's got to come to buy from me or something.
Yeah, and I hate getting like it. It sucks though, being a bigger person and wanting. And it's rare that because I've been doing this for so long that like I want the free T-shirt. Like in this industry, we get a lot of shirts. I just don't give me a large. Do I look like I wear a large? Order multiple sizes, people. I've never been more sincere about anything in my entire life. Just order multiple sizes.
And if something in the back of your brain is, but what if we have leftovers after the conference? Is that your only conference? Or are you going to have more customers come through your door? You should always, if you're in the game, like what a lot of our customers are, they are constantly ordering shirts and refilling. And just next time you order, don't order as many of the gazillion X's or whatever size you're thinking of.
Yeah.
Order, just watch what happens and just morph the order based on what you're giving out, and you'll do fine. So we had one question on TikTok too. We had a very nice person named Danica ask about, is a hot dog a sandwich?
It's a pressing question.
Pressing question. That's out of all the world issues going on right now, that is the tip of the iceberg.
Absolutely. It's the most important thing in the world.
I think that if we answer this question correctly, Putin will just turn around, say, troops go home.
He'll just leave.
There's no reason to fight anymore. We know what's going on this earth now.
Well, what do you think? Is it a hot dog a sandwich?
Well, when you describe a sandwich, as someone said simply, is meat between 2 buns. The only thing I'd be, hold on, we got to think about this is it between 2 buns, or did you take a singular bun, slit it, and wedge it in there? Because I hate it when a hot dog bun breaks all the way in, and then you actually, let's put it this way, when a hot dog becomes a sandwich, I'm angry.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's about your hot dog bun elasticity and quality.
Yeah, definitely have to have elastic buns. I don't think a hot dog is a sandwich.
No.
I don't have any reasoning other than I just don't think it is. And
because I think if you were, just put a real life scenario, you walk into a deli and be like, oh, what kind of sandwiches do you have? We have a great hot dog today.
Yeah.
And I think you're like, well, I was thinking more maybe an Italian or
roast beef.
The flip, on the flip of that, we'd be like, hey, what kind of hot dogs you guys do today? Well, we have one with a turkey, bacon, cheese, mayo, lettuce, tomato. That's a club sandwich or something.
Do you like Chicago dogs?
Yes, I do. And I had to just accept that the way they do it, like you put a ketchup on it in front of them, they're like, it ruined it, right?
Yeah.
Straight up, this is how it's got to be. And by the way, remember, peppers aren't my friend.
Yeah. But they're banana peppers, aren't they?
Yeah, but there's a little, different places, there'll be some that are like, whoa, that actually is a little.
You might just be allergic to capsaicin in general.
Maybe. But I mean, they're not that bad though, so I can get them like a banana pepper.
It just mildly irritates everything.
Yeah. So I mean, I used to never touch sweet relish ever, but you know what? Sweet relish is on it, and you kind of like the tomatoes there. So it's all happening at one time, and you're like, "This is what this tastes like," and I just accepted it. And actually, when I go to Chicago, I order a hot dog. They bring it out, and I eat it just like they brought it.
I hate Chicago dogs.
That's understandable.
I don't like slaw dogs.
See, I love slaw dogs. I like slaw on most things. Barbecue sandwiches.
Yeah. I don't dig slaw. I like a hot dog with mustard or chili, cheese, onions, and mustard.
Chili cheese slaw dog, 2 of them from the Varsity with their floppy French fries and a frosty orange.
That's like isn't the slaw and chili dog? Isn't that a North Carolina dog?
I don't know.
Is that what they call that?
I don't know, because I've been eating them here in Georgia the same way all the time.
Yeah.
So it's a John Ladd dog.
This is just the South, you know.
Yeah. No, because it gives it that cool crunch on it. I mean, it's a
the cooling crunch.
It's a culinary experience.
Have you ever been to Grindhouse?
Yes, this is great.
Yeah, that if you're in the Atlanta area, you need to go to Grindhouse and get one of their hot dogs. Their hot dogs are, boy.
There's somewhere in Atlanta that fries their dogs. Have you heard of that place?
No.
Someone's telling me about that. But you choose the different level of fryness. Like you get it all the way to it's almost like a churro.
Like deep fried?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Like you go all the way. It's literally like you bite into the soft bun and then into like a
crisp,
like fall apart like crunchy dog.
No,
but the regular right now, like the medium is like the outside has that nice crispy crunch where it's starting to blister and everything like that, and then the inside's just piping hot because the water can't get out into the oil, so it's just steaming itself, and then it's delicious.
That's the only way I eat my hot dogs, or that's the way I cook my hot dogs at home is I fry them, skillet fry them. I don't have a deep fryer, but
one of my friends, he says he boils his hot dogs in meat marinade.
That's gross.
And I was like, you're incorrect.
Sorry, you're wrong. Okay, one more, and we'll do it. Why does a T-shirt company need a podcast? Maxwell Adams 2.
I like to read that with a pleasant tone to it, because you can read that like if you haven't watched our misunderstanding text, because you can read that real snarky and it sounds like ugh.
Definitely reading it snarky. That's how I interpreted it.
Read it both ways so we can feel it.
Why does a T-shirt company need a podcast?
I go for the snarky guy.
Why does a T-shirt company need a podcast?
Actually, if you put the word even, edit his thing and put even need a podcast.
Why does a T-shirt company need a? Why does a T-shirt company even need a podcast? But there's no question mark at the end of it. So are you making? Are you asking us a question?
Let's answer it, though. It's very simple. Because we want to do one.
No one needs anything.
That's it. And going back to the question about the marketing stuff, do you understand that every one of our customers has an amazing story? Like, think about it. If we could, that's our goal, is to keep, after, Brad and I we're acclimated. This is me and Brad learning. This is, you're part of the training wheel process right now, guys.
Yeah.
But it's going to turn into some of the coolest people we've ever met, telling us their stories about things changing in their lives and how our T-shirts tie into their lives and their stories. I'm actually excited where this could go.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
I mean, we have thousands of customers. It's like a phone book of interesting stories that we can just call upon and say, tell me your story, sir. And we're all blown away and we're all crying at the end. And
yeah, we're hugging each other.
Yeah.
We might, I don't know.
It is a way to make an engaged community.
Yeah, or get free hugs.
Yeah.
Whatever. Kiss on the cheek between friends isn't a big deal.
Yes, it's true. So why do we need it? Let's take out the weed. Why do we want it? So we can talk more about our customers and have a fun time enjoying like who we're working with. I mean, think about it. You guys go to work. Hopefully you work next to someone you really like. Well, when you're working with customers, you really like, it's even better. You're like, I can't wait to talk to them again or hear what they're doing next and blah, 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 whatever.
Absolutely.
From a genuine standpoint, not from a sales guy's, what do you happen to be doing next so I can help you grow? No, seriously, I want to know because I can't believe I have a job that's my job is to help people grow.
Yeah.
So that's our job now is to help grow this podcast. Tell your friends about what we're doing. And everybody who asked the question that was on here is getting a free t-shirt because of engaging with us. So start putting questions for our next podcast on the posts. Just put them out there. Brad and I will see them. And if we use your question in one of our podcasts, you get free merch.
Free merch.
So that's great. It's a win-win-win-win-win.
Not free Ray-Bans, but free merch.
So thanks for watching us. Can't wait till next time. See ya.
Bye.